Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Monja, this video is in English today. I haven't done a presentation in English for a long time. And this is also for the Festival of Light, this conference that I'm going to participate. Monja, ya lo hice en español y lo voy a hacer de nuevo. So what I'm going to do is to play the video that is going to be in this conference, the Festival of Light, on April 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And if you have questions, I would love to answer any question. This is the first time that I talk about this subject. It's the development of about 3 years practicing energy healing and finding this very interesting concept. It's not a concept, it's a fact. It's a beautiful and interesting fact that I will show you today. All right, let's go. If you have any question, just a second, let me put the other 2 channels so I can answer if there is anybody in Facebook. Facebook have banned my English today. I have my what is called shadow banned. Means that the page is there, but nobody can see my things. And the reason is I am an activist and I don't believe about this answer if there is this crisis that is totally fabricated. So today is going to be in English again. And if you have any question, I will post the video and I will continue. All right, I have everything ready. Let's go on. Have you ever had a beautiful apple? Perfect. No spots, no brown spots, not even a cut. And then... hold on a second. Did you hear anything that I said? Or my microphone was mute? Could you please tell me, because I had such a hard day today. Okay. I want to know if you can hear me, if the sound is okay, because I found that my microphone was mute. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, everybody, anybody, please, in Facebook? Oh, no, yes, it was on. Now I remember. All right, let's continue. What I said, have you seen ever a beautiful apple? And then you find this. You see this? What happened? How is it possible if the apple has no holes, nothing came from outside, and it has this funny worm inside? Do you know what is worse than seeing a worm in an apple? Finding half of the worm, because the other half is here. What happened is that at some point there was a beautiful flower and a butterfly was feeding the nectar from the flower and left a tiny egg, and the apple, the fruit, grew with that foreign thing, that toxic energy inside. And after a while it came out and started rotting the apple from the inside out. Remember this analogy. We are going to see how we really heal from the inside out. In this modern world or Western world, we are used to put things in our body, vitamins, minerals, good food, sunshine is okay, but in reality, I will show you today that all the conditions that we have, whether are physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual, we need to heal them from the inside out. What we have to do first is to know how our human body is made. What is the composition, the real composition of our human body? We have subtle bodies. We are used to see this physical body that our senses perceive, but there is much more. And then we are going to see how really we heal from the inside out. And for that we need to know how the universe was created, how the spirit manifested finally through processes in matter, in this material world that we know. And then the creation from the spirit, from the nothing, the creation that we just know a part, the physical part. The subtle worlds and human bodies. At the beginning, there was just a spirit, nothing but the spirit. The spirit is beyond creation, is the very beginning of the creation. And from there, the spirit manifested on the cosmic consciousness, which is just pure consciousness and ideas, and then manifested on the Christ consciousness, who has the capability to create, and with the creation to establish the natural laws that govern this creation. This is another way to see it. The spirit manifests into the cosmic consciousness, which is pure consciousness and ideas. And then into the Christ consciousness that has the role, the capacity of create. Remember that, it's very important. And from the Christ consciousness, which is a consciousness but is also a vibration of the beginning of the creation, the first thing that is created is a causal world, which is a world of just pure consciousness and ideas. And from there, the astral world was created, which is the world of the energy, the spirits, what we call spirits. And finally, the physical world was created, which is this material world that we perceive with the five senses. So we have the causal world, or the causal universe, the astral universe, and the physical universe. And it's important to understand that the astral universe contains the physical universe. So the physical universe is inside of this astral body, this astral universe. In a way, this energy world is bigger than the physical world. And the astral universe is contained by the causal universe. And this is an analogy that I'm going to show you here. If this is the physical world, this is like what you are seeing on the screen is a basket inside of the other. So we have the three worlds here, the causal, the astral, and the physical. And the physical world is contained by the astral world, and these two are contained by the causal world. Our human body was created in the same fashion. We have a causal body, which is just our consciousness and ideas. They are not pure. This is why we have troubles. And then we have the astral body, which is an energy body and also the mental activity. All the things that goes through our monkey mind that is thinking all the time. Again, I wanted to tell you that I am showing the video that I'm going to present. I already sent it to this conference. And if you have any question, I would love to answer them all. So I am here. And then the physical body, which is what we perceive with our five senses. It's very important to understand that our causal body is made of 35 consciousness idea elements. Those are the patterns, the blueprints that creates then the 19 elements of the astral body and 16 elements of the physical body. So this is an analogy. We can see that the physical body is contained by the astral body. So the physical body is inside of the astral body. The astral body is a kind of bigger. And then this astral body with a physical body inside is contained by the causal body. You can see that we have these three bodies all the time, and we are going to see how the health of our causal and astral body influence our physical body. Another way to see it, in this picture where we can see like a patterns of energy, the causal body is outside, the astral body is the next one, and then the physical body that we really know. And you know your astral and causal bodies. You will see it soon. The astral body is composed or made of these three subtle bodies: the mental body, the mental activity, and the emotional body, all the feelings that we have, and this etheric body. What we can understand now, our causal body is known by our intuition, our astral body by our feelings, what we feel in the heart, in the solar plexus, and our physical body by our senses. Many of you have had experiences like that you were in your astral body because you felt floating, you felt above your physical body. This is what many of my clients experience in energy healing sessions. I experienced myself that, and even one time meditating. And it's a very pleasant experience, although I got scared. Now, the causal body, as I mentioned before, is a matrix, is a model, is a blueprint of 35 elements of consciousness and ideas. 19 plus 16. And the astral body has 19 forces of energy that act upon the activities of our physical body. So these 19 elements of the causal body made up, they are the blueprints of the 19 elements of the astral body. Goddess, the answer is yes, they separate. But this is when you have an out-of-the-body experience. Now, separate in a way that is toxic, I really don't know because I never experienced that. But yes, it does happen too. There was a time that, and I will tell you, I was driving and somebody calls me and accused me of 3 things that I didn't do. Now I remember only one. I was so mad that I started banging on the dashboard because I was really upset to accuse me for that. Anyway, it was my problem because I should have, now I have the capacity to smile and say, well, you know, I didn't do that. That my energy, I usually have a high level of energy. I have a daily routine for 42 years. I get up and exercise, meditate. My level of energy went down to 40, 50. It was terrible. 2 months later, I was going to take the Reiki 1 class, a Reiki 2 class. And my Reiki teacher, I'm going to do this. Let me see. My Reiki teacher looked at me, but didn't look at my eyes. He looked at my chakras. At that time, I didn't know that he had the capability, the gift to see the energy. And without even still looking at my chakras, he tells me, Carlos, you lost your enthusiasm. I said, how on earth does he know? So, and he told me, you come tomorrow to my office, you need a healing session. I went and I felt much better. And he explained to me something that I didn't understand. He told me, Carlos, your root chakra was displaced like 5-7 inches below the place where it should be, which is the base of the spine. And this is why I really felt off. I felt something in my root chakra, but I didn't realize until he told me. So and he told me then how to fix it. So what he did, this energy that was displaced because of the trauma that I had, that I got upset, he moved it back to the place, to the physical place that it should be. You see, if this is the physical place, the energy chakra was displaced. So this is a form that I know, Goddess, that the body separate. The other is an out-of-body experience that, as far as I know, there is not a problem. We always come back. There are some people who have astral travels. I don't recommend anyone to do those things because they are not a sign of high advanced spiritual knowledge or progression. Anyway, this is what I know. Now, this is what maybe people call to align the chakras, because in these particular situations, the energy is not in the place that it should be in the physical body. And then, only then comes this physical body, who has these 16 elements. Now, we have a causal body, but we cannot have an astral body if there is not a causal body, and we cannot have a physical body if we don't have an astral and causal body. So, now we know that we are human in this physical body, experiencing the life of our astral body, our causal body, and our soul, which is separate from this tree. I didn't explain well. What I meant to say is that we are spirit beings with a causal body, with an astral body, living this material, this physical experience. Many people say that. Now you have the scientific explanation. We have a causal body, which is just our consciousness, an astral body, which is just energy, and our mental activity that are contained in our physical body, and we live in this material world with our physical body. Soul is the separation of the pure spirit. That this is our goal, to come back to our soul. How do we make physical objects? How do we make physical objects? Let's say that we want to make a car. We have to have the blueprints. Some engineer or a group of engineers have the ideas in their consciousness, and they make these plans, these blueprints, then they put a color, and you have a beautiful car there on your left. If we want to make a house, we need to have the blueprints, the plans. Then we can have that beautiful house. This is another way to see how the physical things are created. So watch how these iron files follow the lines of the magnetic field. Goddess, this is very interesting what you said. But now, what did you feel in your body that said that your emotional body was separated from your physical body? Did you have a big traumatic event in life, a loss of someone, a broken heart that you couldn't heal for a long time? So let me know, what is it that you felt to see the implicances of that? When I do my healing, my scanning, I don't check for that. Because if we remove all the energy blockages, the three bodies are all aligned in the place that they have to be. Okay, let's go back to this. You see, there is a piece of glass, and under that there is a magnet, and when the iron files are thrown, they don't form just any random shape. They are following the patterns of the magnetic field. And if the magnetic field moves around, the iron files on that patterns, these spikes, follow exactly what the magnet is doing. It's following exactly the pattern of the magnet. And in that way, we also are created. Exactly in the same way. We have the patterns of the causal body, of our causal body, astral body, and then we have this beautiful physical body that we have. We are going to see the elements of this astral world that are very important to know how we always heal from the inside out. When the spirit goes in this manifestation to matter, what we call Mother Cosmic Nature, which is equivalent of this Christ consciousness, creates the mind, the intelligence, the ego, which is the attachment of our soul to this physical body, and the emotions. Those are things that we cannot touch with our senses, but we know them. And then we have our five senses: sight, hearing, smell, taste and touch. Then we have the executive power of the instrument of actions, of procreation, excretion, speech, locomotion, and manual skills. What does it mean? All these five forces and the others that we saw before are the ones who give light, that make existence, gives existence to all these instruments of actions. If we don't have these powers, these forces, we cannot move, we cannot have manual skills or speak, etc. And the last one are the instruments of life force. Life force is a force, it's an energy, and consciousness, intelligent energy, performing these functions. The circulation, not only the blood, but the lymphatic system, the assimilation, transforms nutrients in something that we can use, and the metabolism transform those nutrients in energy to move our body. The crystallization, which is the capacity to create tissue, bones, organs, etc., and the elimination. Now, we have an organ here in the back of our neck, at the base of the skull, which is called medulla oblongata. All these forces enter our body through here. Those are the forces that keep our body alive. There is the medulla oblongata in the back of the neck, and all these forces come and make all these functions, actions, the five senses, to be able to function. This is just a diagram. It doesn't mean that they are around the body. And this is, remember very well, these 19 astral elements. Is one of the things that I want you to understand. I will explain how did they came up with this conclusion. About 3 years ago, I don't remember, it was a little before, but about 3 years ago at least, when I did a scanning with my pendulum, for those people who is the first time that are watching my videos, I use a drawing similar to that, with the body and the chakras, and with the pendulum, I just find all these energy blockages. And then I realized that people that were really compromised in their health, mental health, they have, I find, 19 energy blockages. The deepest one that we are going to see now, 19 energy blockages. There are 3 levels of energy blockages. On the most dangerous or more toxic, I found 19 and 19. And one day I am reading one of Paramahansa Yogananda's book, actually this one, The Second Coming of Christ. This is the Spanish version. And there is in a footnote of this book, it says, in the ancient scriptures, the Vedas, they describe the creation and the things that I just explained before, that we have 19 astral elements that come from the 35 conscious elements or ideas. And I kept finding 19 of the deepest energy blockages in several of my clients. And then I asked, are these energy blockages trying to block these 19 forces that come through the medulla oblongata? And I got an answer that yes. And then I make a drawing with these 19 forces. I did that a few months ago. And before seeing my clients, I was checking, I just asked a question, in which area of these 19 elements the client needs help the most? And what shocked me that one day I met a woman that over Facebook, she said, well, I have a daughter that have mental issues, and I felt that I needed to help her. I said, just bring your daughter, I'm going to do a healing session. And the day before, I do a scanning, and the pendulum showed me that she has challenges on the locomotion, on the movement. The woman came with a daughter in a wheelchair. So, I want you to know I am an electronic engineer. I am a scientist. I did scientific work in the cancer clinic where I work. So the things that I say are backed up with the science that I do with the healing and the things that I learn. So these 19 elements that I am showing you now is important that we understand, because now we are going to understand why sometimes we have problems with the sight, with the hearing, or some other functions in our body. Now, this is just for you to see it bigger so you can remember. The spirit manifests in what we call the mother nature that creates the mind, the intelligent ego, and emotions. Then the 5 senses that we all know. Then all these executive powers, instruments of actions. We know all those things, but we didn't know that there is a power in them behind from the spirit. And then come these functions, this life force performing these functions, the circulation, metabolism, and so on. What are the energy blockages? What are energy blockages? The energy blockages are the ones who doesn't make these 19 forces come into our body. We are going to see it. In general, an energy blockage is an informational or energy issue. The purpose is to make itself stronger, attracting more energy. If we have a broken heart, we bring more pain. If we have anxiety, it brings more anxiety. And the goal is to destroy us with sickness and accidents. There are different levels. There is a superficial level that are our toxic thoughts, the repetitive, useless thoughts that we have every day. We all human beings have that. And also what we call energy parasites. We have the second level are the toxic energy cords with other people, whether they are alive or in spirit, because we never die. The only thing that dies is our physical body. Our astral body keeps living, as well as our consciousness. And then the deepest levels of energy blockages, we call it entities. This is an entity, this apple is an entity, the TV is an entity. Entity means something separate from the rest of the things around. This is just a representation of these energy blockages. It could be the superficial energy blockages. And literally are like clouds of poison gas impeding, blocking that the energy flows freely into our body, into our chakras. The second level of energy blockage, what I forgot to say, that every and all energy blockages and energy cores that I'm going to explain now are literally energy parasites. They are there to block the energy that comes, but they take that energy to live. Those things has to live. So all these energy blockages are energy parasites that are drawing, absorbing, sucking our energy 24/7. This is why we have to get rid of them, including the energy cores that I'm going to explain now. The toxic energy cores is everything that make us feel strong, toxic emotions, because the interaction, a toxic or painful interaction with another person, whether it's alive or it's in spirit. Paramahansa Yogananda says, my teachings are a comprehensive system that bring the individual into complete and balanced harmony with the great plan of the universe. There are many forces at work seeking to destroy this balance, to produce disease, fear, poverty, failure, and unhappiness. What is that if not energy blockages? These forces attack the individual to accept his physical, mental, and spiritual balance. This is a wonderful definition of energy blockages. And in his autobiography of a yogi, Paramahansa Yogananda says, struggles on the battlefield pale into insignificance here when man first contend with inner enemies. What are the inner enemies? These energy blockages. No mortal foes these. To be overcome by a harrowing array of might means that with a physical war we cannot defend or attack them. Omnipresent, unresting, pursuing man even in sleep, sadly equipped with miasmatic weapons, the soldiers of ignorance last seek to slay us all. This is another definition of energy blockages. We are going to see now what is the relationship between energy blockages and the chakras. The chakras are these energy centers that we all have. There we see that the chakras, healthy chakras, are absorbing these vibrations, high vibration energies. This may not be exactly like that, but this is a good way to picture in our mind. And for example, in the heart, we see how the energies enter in the heart. But what happens when we have an energy blockage in the heart? The energy stops flowing because this energy blockage doesn't let the energy come in. We're going to see it in this other way. If we have an energy blockage in the heart, there is this pain, and the heart cannot absorb this energy that needs to perform in a healthy way. And we have any of those symptoms, like a broken heart, lung issues, we are tired, a chronic fatigue, and so on. If we have an energy blockage, for example, in the second chakra, we are going to have other symptoms. So we add the symptoms in the sexual organs, reproduction organs. And in women, when they have energy blockages for a long time in the heart and in the second chakra, they develop problems, damage of the sexual and reproduction organs. Now, what happens when the energy blockages are removed?
Goddess, you mentioned you were going through a bad time, like eating the half of the worm. I didn't see her doing anything, but she told me she realigned me. Okay, did you feel a change after that healing? This is the important thing. Any person, any healer can tell you, I fix you, and if you don't feel any change, nothing happened. There are just a few occasions when it's a very good healer that can find these energy blockages and reassure you, yes, you have all these and they were removed, but usually we feel the change. I was emotionally a mess at that time. I am having major family issues. I can tell I have energy blockages now. I know better, but all got out of control. I'm not feeling swift. Okay, Goddess, we are going to do the healing session today. I would love you to participate. But now, with this one, I want you to review it. This presentation is really deep, and it will give you the knowledge to heal yourself.
This is what we do with energy healing. The flow of energy is restored. And then we recover our health in a healthy way. And we have any of those symptoms, like a broken heart, lung issues, we are tired, a chronic fatigue, and so on. If we have an energy blockage, for example, in the second chakra, we are going to have other symptoms. So we add the symptoms in the sexual organs, reproduction organs.
I didn't read, but when people have a lot of energy blockages in the second chakra, they feel anxiety, lots of anxiety, guilt, shame. So when I do a healing session and I find too many energy blockages in the second chakra, like more than 7, I found people with 12, 15, 19, 25, lately 135, but it's a man that was doing drugs and sleeping around with prostitutes. It's getting a lot of energy toxic. But when I find more than 10, I ask my client, Did you feel anxiety before coming? All of them tell me yes.
In women, when they have energy blockages for a long time in the heart and in the second chakra, they develop problems, damage of the sexual and reproduction organs. Now, what happens when the energy blockages are removed? This is what we do with energy healing. The flow of energy is restored. And then we recover our health, our happiness, our well-being. Many of you have heard about the chakras. But what not many people talk about is the medulla oblongata. The only one that I know of is Paramahansa Yogananda, where all these energies come into the medulla, into the body through the medulla oblongata. As I told you before, all these conscious and energies and forces enter here. And from there are distributed to our chakras. Now, each chakra feeds from energy the organs that are around. The heart chakra will feed the lungs, the heart, the second chakra, the digestive system, the kidneys, and so on.
It is important to understand that all these 19 forces from our astral body enters the medulla, and from there they are distributed to all the chakras, and from each chakra to the organs around. This is why these people who have the gift to see the energy, like my Reiki teacher, he saw that where did I have the energy blockages, so he can deduce, Carlos, you lost your enthusiasm.
And what happened when we develop, for example, energy blockages, could be more than one, in the second chakra? Well, the organs around are affected. Now you are thinking, no wonder I have this pain on my stomach or digestive problems and nobody can help me with that. And if we have an energy blockage in the heart, a broken heart is typical of that, of course, we have challenges around those organs. The interesting thing is because what we just saw there, if we have a physical organ like a liver or a lung, we have a causal and an astral equivalent organ. This is very important to know, because we will know that in order to have a problem in a physical organ, the astral and causal organs has to be damaged. By whom? Toxic energies, energy blockages.
This is why when we men have chronic anger, it affects our liver. When women have chronic frustration, especially in romantic relationships, and anger, the gallbladder is affected. I have a client that told me, yes, my gallbladder has to be removed. And I asked her, did you get very upset with your romantic relationships and frustrated? Yes. And then she told me, my other 3 sisters got the gallbladder removed. And I asked her, do they get upset too? Yes. There you go. This is a scientific experiment. I see the behavior of people and how affects. So when we have a physical, emotional, mental challenge, we need to start thinking, where is it that I am holding on? I am holding into anger. I am holding into pain, into suffering, into frustration, into fear. Nowadays, with this crisis, which is a pandemic of fear based on lies, and the whole human world is at their knees, half of the people, because of fear of watching the media. Well, that is affecting our health.
You remember this drawing, this picture, and the medulla oblongata in the middle that is receiving all these 19 forces that comes from the cosmic consciousness. What happens if we develop an energy blockage in the energies that control the hearing, the sight, the taste or smell? Those energies are not going to flow 100%, and we may develop problems in the eyes, the hearing, and so on. And if we develop an energy blockage in our manual skills, speech, or any of those instruments of action, we are going to have those actions impaired. We cannot work at 100%.
And this is another important thing that I want you to understand, that our physical body is really nothing. It's like a dead shell that is empowered and alive by these 19 forces and energies. This is what keeps us alive, that we can move, we can see, we can hear, we can process the food, that we can excrete, the procreation. Everything is powered by these 19 astral forces. And if we have energy blockages that are in the path of these energies coming to our body, what happened? These energy blockages are taking the energy that we are supposed to use. So we don't have enough energy, and we have reproductive problems. We have chronic fatigue. I work in a cancer clinic for 23 years. And I knew when I interviewed the patients of the clinic of all the emotional traumas they had in life. Cancer, there is a doctor that says, when I did my healing cancer in this century, I interviewed over 100 doctors, healers, etc. And he said, there is always an emotional trauma at the root presentation of cancer. The cancer is these energy blockages dissolving us, oxidating, dissolving us, and eating us from the inside out. And I am being a little hard, but this for us to understand. What do you think is arthritis? From anything in the body. Our toxic emotions are being accumulated in different parts of the body. And they are eating our bones, our joints, and things like that.
And in the same way, if, for example, we develop some energy blockages in the crystallization, elimination, these people who have constipation all their life. In the same way, the intelligent, we may have memory problems, or we are not able to reason, and so on. Now, there is the third level or deepest level of energy blockages is what we call non-human spirit attachments. It's this kind of cloud and this cord, energy cord, with those very toxic energies that are not human. Now, how do we produce, how do we bring these energy blockages in our bodies? Where do they come from? It's like where the ray comes from. I leave this picture so you can read it later, and these energy blockages come in general when we weak our energy field. We have a human energy field or aura that is there to shield, to protect us against these toxic energies. When we get drunk or we use any kind of drugs, this aura shrinks, weakens until disappear. And then these toxic energies that needs to feed from something, since they are disconnected from the light, from the spirit, from God, they come and feed from us. Intimacy, when we have sex with people who have toxic energies. So this is just a representation. We see the energy blockages of these two people. When they have sex, the energy blockages transfer, but it's not that leaves one person and goes to the other. They multiply, they duplicate, or some part transfer from one person to the other. This is why many people feel so drained after having sex, because the other person is full of energy blockages, of toxic energies. Pornography weakens our aura in a terrible way. This is why people who watch pornography are always sick. All these activities, playing with the Ouija, the tarot, that is connected with the spirits that you have no idea who are they, many people call the spirit guides, is very, very dangerous. I don't recommend that. I have many people that come to me to get rid of the spirit guides that they were calling.
I have a lot of experience with that. Lately, one of my clients came desperate because she found out she had a spirit attached to her. And after the session, I shared with her, yes, I found an attachment with a spirit, human spirit that is not your relative. And then I started questioning, asking her, what was she doing? And she told me, well, I wanted to be more spiritual, and I wanted to connect with my spirit guides. I went to YouTube and I followed the procedure to connect with my spirit guide, and did all this procedure, and sure enough, she connected with the spirit that she was looking for. And the spirit started creating havoc in her mind, in her feelings, and in her body. So usually, I don't recommend that at all, but you're going to get the spirit that is resonating with you, and this woman wasn't in a right position. But in my case, I would never do that. A friend of mine who can see the spirit world, one day she told me, connect with the boss. Everybody who connects with the spirit, they don't know who are they connected with. And this is true. So I don't recommend any practice that help you to connect with the spirit, because you are going to connect with the spirit, all right. If you call them, they will come, or one will come. I have to leave 2 relationships, a friendship, that because these 2 persons were actually 3, they were connected with very dark entities, and that was reflected in their thinking and in their actions. So connecting with the spirit, with these 3 forms, the Ouija board, tarot cards, talking to a spirit, please, believe me, it's not healthy, it's dangerous.
Every time that we have a strong negative emotion like anger, depression, fear, now the world is immersed in unnecessary fear. That's why we have so many sickness, suicides and things like that. Just because of fear, because weakens our energy field, and these entities, energy blockages, make a feast out of us. People who go to nightclubs and bars, they don't go there to heal or to meditate or become better. Working in these places, hospitals or emergency rooms, is very likely, if we are not strong, if we are weak, that we are going to pick up toxic energies. Why? Because in hospitals, emergency rooms, everybody is full of energy blockages, toxic energies. This is the reason they are sick. Now, how do we remove these energy blockages? How we can clean our astral body, our causal body? As you could see, the energy blockages are in our astral body or our causal body. We cannot see it. They are not in the physical body. Why? Remember the definition of energy blockages. The goal is to destroy us. They cannot come with a sword or with a baseball bat and beat us to death. But they start corroding us from the inside out. They can do it, and very well. We need to avoid lifestyles, actions, and things that weakens our energy field or doesn't contribute to our well-being. For example, we have to have a healthy life, but this has to be not only physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually too. To feed our causal body and our astral body with good stuff, with good energy, good thoughts, good ideas. And serving to others. When we serve to others, we bring love, which is very healing. And love removes our energy blockages. Being in nature and take deep breaths in nature is extremely healing. In nature we can connect with the spirit in the easiest way. And of course, we have to have good company around us. Deep meditation. Daily deep meditation every morning, every afternoon. Come to my free programs where I teach deep meditation, my live videos. Pranayamas, which means moving the energy up and down in our spine and feeling peace. Peace is, for me, the most healing feeling that we can have. Devotion, devotional songs, devotional activities that make us feel the peace, the joy, and the love of connecting with the Spirit, with God. Healing energies. There are many practices of healing energies. This is the one that I recommend, the one that I teach, my own method, which is based on Reiki. It could be individual, in group, at a distance, or hands-on, or in person. And always we need to do what is best for us. Because doing something that we don't like is bringing toxic energies.
One time I was interviewing a great healer, and she told me, if we are not doing what we came to do in this lifetime, in this world, there is a lot of suffering on that. And I didn't understand. That was in 2016. So what does it mean? We all have a mission. We all are important in this world. We are part of the puzzle of the creation. And if our heart, our mind, our heart is telling us, you know, Carlos, you need to be a healer. But I said, oh no, doing internet marketing is easier and I'm going to make much more money. And I work on internet marketing and I don't feel happy. And I have problems, and my heart is telling me, why don't you do healing? This is an example. So it's important to know what is our mission in this world. How do we do that? Daily meditation helps. Talking to God. God is there. The Spirit is there to help us, but we need to ask.
And that implies that we need to have self-esteem and self-respect. Means don't let anybody walk over us. How do we heal ourselves? The way to heal ourselves is removing energy blockages. And something that is extremely important that we understand. In energy healing, we help our clients to remove the energy blockages, energy cords, entities, whatever. But we don't heal the person. We all have an innate healing, self-healing capability. That the immune system is part of that. The lymphatic system is part of that. What we do is to remove the energy blockages so the immune system can work at 100%. Our lymphatic system is healthy. So our body heals itself.
Goddess, I saw your comments. I'm sorry about your daughter. And as you can see, but what I am presenting now, we all human go to trials and tribulations in life. And every time that we have an emotional trauma, an emotional situation that we cannot heal, we cannot process, we cannot let go, that we are connected with this energy core, these ideas, this attachment to that, yes, we are going to have problems and it could cause havoc in our life. And then you ask, if I am feeling sad and anxiety, dark energies are attracted to me because my energy is low. Yes. Yes. Or you are in a very toxic relationship that could be at work, a family member, a friend, whatever it is. But only when we are free from all these toxic energies, we can feel happy, we can feel at peace. And this is why I recommend daily meditations. I have the meditations in English. I've been doing these programs in English since 2016, I believe. I stopped doing it because all of a sudden, between the penalization from Facebook and YouTube, the shadow banned me. That means that my videos are there, but they don't show it to anyone else. I didn't have any more people in English. I have more in Spanish, and they are very little, the number. That's why I do more programs in Spanish. But if you guys, and I want you to tell me, I invite about 9,000 people. I send emails. And this is the maximum number of people in YouTube I ever had. If you guys want to come twice a month, I will do these sessions in English. I love to do sessions in English because now I am losing my English. I am speaking in Spanish all the time. So I need to recover my English. I would love to do this. And I have so much information. All right. I really hope that we all understand this, what I am presenting. I've been working on this for over a month, and the understanding that I have just by practicing this has been deep. And I really hope that you have that understanding too, and helps you.
Body, including the astral body. When I say our body, I don't mean the physical body. It's the three bodies that we have and the connection with the spirit. Knows what to do to heal ourselves and in which order. This is why just bringing things from outside, vitamins, minerals.
This is a concept so deep and took me years to understand. When I was interviewing this great healer, she says, the body knows what to do and in which order. And that phrase was stuck in my mind for years, and I didn't understand until preparing these speeches. I am doing the same presentation in Spanish. I understand she didn't mean the physical body. She means the astral, the causal body, and our soul, because our soul is not the causal body and the astral body. The soul is an separation, individualization of the pure spirit. They are even beyond the consciousness. So this group of the three bodies that we have and our soul have an intelligence. Have you ever wondered, how is it that our bodies form in the way it is? What is the intelligence that makes the body take the form and we have the fingers and, and the arms and the organs? And why some babies are born with deficiencies? Why? Because in a past life, they had so many toxic energies that they don't have the energy to create, for example, an arm, or they are born with sickness. How is it come if they didn't? How comes if they didn't do anything wrong or toxic in this lifetime? Because this comes from this other generation, from past lives. We bring these toxic energies, and these toxic energies doesn't let these 35 elements of the causal body, which are the matrix, the blueprints that builds our astral body and the physical body. So there is an impediment. So our physical body is manufactured with deficiencies. So when I said from this great healer, our body knows what to do, means when we are in an energy healing session, this consciousness and energy is intelligent and knows where to go. If we have anxiety or depression or back pain or neck pain, well, there is an energy blockage somewhere that needs to be removed. And probably that energy blockage or energy core is that we are not letting go of some toxic feelings, that we are not letting go, or we didn't forgive someone. We never pick up the phone and said, my friend, I'm so sorry, I did this stupid thing, I really apologize. Or we didn't talk to our parents for a long time because they didn't treat us well when we were a child. Well, eventually we have to let them go and forgive them. So the body knows what to do and in which order. What does it mean? When a client comes to me, and that's what I learned from my great healer, friend of mine, oh, you know what, Carlos, help me to heal this, this, and this. That's not my intention. My intention is, and this is, you can do that, goddess, you can do that, everybody can do this. You close your eyes and you say, and this is what I do in my healing sessions. Divine consciousness flow through Goddess, for example, and flow through the 19 elements of the astral body and remove all the energy blockages that are affecting her. Or just flow through my clients. Now when we do the healing session, flow through all of them and remove whatever needs to be removed. I don't even know the order and what to remove. But this conscious and intelligent energy, yes, it knows. So I need, that's fine, Carlos. I saw your title in English, so I popped on. Fantastic. At least I know that it works.
Good food, and those things are very, very limited.
So I just said, that when we bring things from the outside, good food, supplements, and oils, and whatever, massage, those things are limited because they are not affecting our causal body, the toxic energies, the informational, informational, the toxic information that we have in our causal body and energy bodies. You see, external things cannot remove the energy blockages. You need meditation, healthy thoughts, an energy healer that helps you. This is why you can take all the medications of the world and you're not going to heal from depression, anxiety, and the symptoms that our body develop. This is healing. This is deep healing, Goddess. Anxiety was relieved, and you're going to heal more. I have more work to do on myself. We all have work to do. I promise you, Goddess, we all have work to do. The doctor wants me on meds, and I don't want that. I realize I can help myself. Yes, Goddess, you can do it. You can heal yourself.
This is why we need to heal from the inside out. Let me ask you, this beautiful, expensive car, it is stuck. It's totally stuck there in the mud. I decided to put the best gas, the most expensive gas from airplanes. Will it move and get unstuck, get free from the mud? No, because it's stuck up to here. It is binded to this mud. If I clean the car, it's perfectly clean from outside, I clean my physical body. Will that car move? No. We need help. Maybe a healer, maybe a mentor that help us to move on our own. What we have to do is to free ourselves from all the things that are binding us, that are keeping us stuck and prisoners. It could be people, a friend, at work, a relationship, anything. It could be money, it could be material things. And we have to destroy the cage that we made prisoners ourselves. We create that cage. How? Creating those energy blockages with behaviors like we saw before, or other things. Sometimes it comes from past life. Most of them come from past life. What do we do with energy healing? Well, we remove these energy blockages. And what happened? And we also remove the energy cords. We help our client, people, to be free from those things that are keeping us stuck. And what happened when the energy blockages are removed? We are happy again. We recover our well-being, our health. And look at these two kids in the Amazon. Why they are so happy? Because they live a simple life. They don't have all the complications that we in the Western world or the modern world have. And this is what we have to do. And in this crisis, we know this more than ever. Many of us will love to go and live with those kids in the Amazon. Or this girl. She's happy because she has some kind of connection with the spirit or with nature. And she's living a simple life, free of toxic energies, free of toxic people. And you may be asking, how on earth Carlos find those energy blockages or energy cords? I developed a method with a pendulum. There are many ways. Every healer finds its own way. We teach in Reiki, the scanning with the hands, but I developed this method that is very precise, and sometimes when I do it at a distance, I do it with destroying. Now, if you had anxiety, fear, depression for a long time, and you went to all the healers of the world, you went to YouTube and practiced all these so-called meditation, they are more visualizations, and you bought all the healing programs, self-healing programs, self-growth, and you still have anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, what does it mean? That you still have some energy blockages or energy cords. And usually they are very deep if you had it for a long time. The good news is they are energies, toxic consciousness and ideas. And all of those can be moved away so you can heal. Your body can heal yourself. Your brain can heal. Your consciousness can heal. This is just a representation that will recover our happiness and our well-being. Do you remember this apple and the funny worm? Let's remove it before it's too late. Let's make sure that that doesn't happen to us. So as soon as we see a toxic pattern in our life, we have to get rid of that. As soon as we see toxic thoughts against other people, against ourselves, we have to get rid of that. Why? Because if we keep them, if we keep holding on to being a victim or anger or some unhealthy behavior, that worm will grow until corrodes this beautiful apple from the inside out. I couldn't do this workshop in English. I didn't have the time, but I will do it, and I invite you to go to my website. I will do it for you. Go there, you can sign up for my weekly newsletter, and I will give you the workshop that is going to be about 45-50 minutes. Or you can participate in my free group healing sessions in YouTube and Facebook. I don't know when I am going to do my next energy healing training, but you can check it in my website. I hope to know all of you, or at least some of you.
I hope you have enjoyed this. Share with your friends. You all are going to have a lot of clarity how these conditions come to our life. At the end, we invite them by weakening our energy field. It's not easy. We are all subject to that. For example, yesterday I received an energy healing session at a distance from a friend of mine, and I felt phenomenal. And today I feel great. So I realized that on Saturday, I have a Reiki practice with my, but no, I pick up something on Saturday. That's all. Leslie, thank you all for participating. And I'm going to ask you something. The organizer of this Festival of Light just called me and told me, you have to have your video today. I just end up recording the Spanish video, and editing could take a long time, and I need to have it today. I pay for my participation. I will have to skip the healing session, but I promise you, look for any of my healing sessions, any in English or in Spanish, and do just the healing part I promise you, all of you are going to receive the healing just if I am with you. I'm going to be working editing the video. I don't know what time I'm going to sleep today. And the energy, the consciousness will be there. The only thing that we need is intention. So Goddess, please do that. This is Terrence, how are you? I appreciate all the teachings. Okay, Terrence, I'm so happy to see you. And so I invite you to go to my YouTube channel, look for any of my last live videos in English. Just put the words in English, group healing session, and any of them will work. It's about half an hour. I apologize that I won't be able to do the healing session, but if you come every other Tuesday, I will do, let me see, today is 23rd. I think I'm going to do the first and the third Tuesdays in English and the other two in Spanish. And have a good night. I will be working like a horse editing videos, so my videos can be in the Expo that is a week away, and the deadline was the 1st of this month. They're waiting for me because the organizer is my friend, but today she called me to pull my ear. I love you all. Share this with your friends, the ones who practice Reiki, like Nancy, that is my student, the Terrence, and Cloud. Watch this video once in a while, and it will give you a lot of insight. I will do this video in Spanish, and I will give you the whole workshop in Spanish. I love you all. Goddess, just have the intention to heal, participate, look for my video, and spend half an hour for yourself. And do it every day if you need it. And for everyone, let's practice meditation every day. I cannot stress enough the importance to connect with the spirit. So we strengthen our aura, and I will tell you the last thing. In 2010, I met this healer. And the moment we met, she started looking at me like I was somebody from another planet. But I saw that she was looking at me with respect, and she, to me, is the greatest healer in the world. Later on, she confided to me that she can see the energy. So what happened when we met, she saw that I had a big energy field. And she told me, you have things that are made with crystals. So I realized that my energy field is strong because I meditate every day. When you practice the meditation techniques that are very simple that I teach here, look for the 30 minutes meditation in my Reiki class. It's all in YouTube, or it's in Facebook too. When we practice these meditation techniques, the energy comes through the medulla oblongata and is stored in all our body. And from this healer, I understand, she says in one of her live videos, she said, every cell is a chakra. And Paramahansa Yogananda confirmed that to me lately, because he said we can recharge all our cells with our willpower, understanding that when we tense the body, any muscle, the cosmic consciousness is entering our medulla oblongata, going to that muscle, and that energy is stored in our cells. Since I start doing that consciously, I don't take naps anymore. I haven't been taking naps for 2 weeks, because by doing these energization exercises, I recharge my body. So, this friend of mine, now we are very good friends, saw my strong energy field. Why? Because of my daily meditation. I love you all. Have a good night. And we have to do this again. Thank you, Clau, Monja, everybody who speaks Spanish and has to go through this presentation. And all of you that speak English and you couldn't participate, you can reach me at any point, send me an email. I am always available. Where is it? Here. All right, everybody. I will see you not tomorrow. I have to skip tomorrow for my presentation, but I will see you on Thursday, where we practice meditation. Ana Maria Stewart. Hi, Ana Maria. And Fabiola. I forgot to see the comments. And bye, YouTube. You are always the first and the last.